I've been writing this album for a very long time, and it's more about connecting to country, connecting to people, what I see with friends and family. It's just basically writing from the heart in collaboration with other people. We've written a song called Heart of the Matter, and it's about the country, where we are on Mount Tamborine. I'm a rural firefighter with another Aboriginal person, Linton Lee. Actually wears two hats actually. He does fire sticks, traditional burns. He's a practitioner who teaches Aboriginal communities how to burn country. We had a combined burn with fire sticks and the rural firefighters on Mount Tamborine, and one of the burns that we did was a traditional burns, and the first fire that he put down on the ground, the actual fire, most fire just goes just like that. For some reason this fire went straight up, and we captured it right at the poignant time, and this old man stood in the fire, but it was captured in a way that there was Leighton looking straight at it and the old man looking straight at him, but there was a traditional elder of that country standing next to us, Uncle Steve Watson. So it was important to write that song, Heart of the Matter. Always was and always will be. It's been an anthem for the Aboriginal community for a long, long time. And for me to write something, co-write this song with Matty Vale from Melbourne, my keyboard player, it was more about seeing the country, talking about what's happening with Aboriginal communities, and it was a subtle way of saying it will be, always was and always will be Aboriginal land. Hopefully people, will sit up and listen to. For me to write Waddy, is instead of singing the lyrics, Waddy is an old Aboriginal man, initiated man, and it's just a respect to the elders of this community. That playing Didge is really important for me. So we decided to do this track called Waddy, and it's a beautiful track. I think people do like it, and we did it in a way that's respectful and very catchy, and we up-tempoed the song, and I think it's a very beautiful song, and it's on the record at some point, but we'll record it and go from there. So yeah. Oh, that was amazing. I was on tour with Archie Roach, and I said to Jill, because we were basically on the same bill on the very last night of Lorient in Brittany, and that festival, I was amazed at that festival. They get like 800,000 people for the whole week, So the place was amazing, and it was packed, and Celtic music, and the theme was Australia. So having Archie Roach performing there, and as a Didge player too. So I know Tommy. I know Tommy very well. We meet in different festivals and all that sort of stuff. But I said to him one day, I said, Tommy, I've got to play with you. And Tommy was amazing. Like, the man's a master of the guitar. But I did match him though on didgeridoo. So we had a lot of fun performing that little instrumental with him. So yeah. I'm very grateful for an opportunity to work with Paul. Paul, I got a phone call one day, would I come down to record one of Archie's songs, actually, Native Born, and was part of the compilation album of Juliet Stone put it together for the bushfires, and so there was different artists all the way through it, but Archie's song was on it, and I had an opportunity to go down and record in Melbourne to do that song, and from there I've been performing with Paul Kelly ever since. It's actually quite nice to play didgeridoo with the whole band and singing from little things, big things grow. Because actually on the recording itself, there was a didge recorded, and it was actually recorded by Ernie Dingo. So if you have a listen very closely to it, it's actually been recorded. I just did a live version of it, so I'm very grateful. Thank you, Paul. For me, it's more about playing with other people. You know, from little artists to big artists. You know, people ask me to play didge, I will play it. I think it's the most beautiful instrument. It's a healing instrument. So yeah. I think I started like when I was 15, a young age. But you know, at that age, you don't get serious about it. But once you start playing, I started playing the band in the 90s and got serious about it. So it helps me that, you know, to play, clear my throat. My lungs are, you know, are really strong because it's an instrument that you need a lot of air. So I'm very appreciative of this instrument. So yeah, so this, I call it my old girl, but she's great. But yeah. I listen to other people. It's really important. Like you look around now. Look, William Barton's the go-to person. He's such a great man and great didge player. So you know, those sort of people that we do look up to. And there's lots of professional Aboriginal didge players around. So you know, it's all about respect too. You get in to meet them, find out what their techniques are, and you exchange the same things. So yeah. So I do love it. So it's just great. Yeah, I've had this a good 20 years. It's toured around the world with me, and it's a D, and it's pretty heavy actually. But I understand this didge because you have a relationship with the didgeridoo. So it's a beautiful instrument to play, and it's a D, and I love it. It's just when it's played properly, people love hearing the sound of a didgeridoo. Doesn't matter which part of the world we come from, especially Australians. They love to hear that sort of stuff. Yeah.